Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Hollis. I want to thank you very much for tuning into my Periscopes. I used to be a broke auto mechanic from North Dakota, Montana, and now I'm a life mechanic. I want to take the time to fix people, give them a tune-up from the neck up, and you can check out lifemechanic.com. If you need to contact me in any way, shape, or form, all the information's in the upper right-hand corner. And if you click on the blog, you're going to see where I put up all my Periscopes recorded. And I thank you very much for the hearts. I really appreciate it. And the title again today is Best Times Ever. What I want each and every one of you to do is, if you really come to the belief, again, belief is everything. Faith, is everything. If you believe that we're living in the best times that there's ever been on this planet, how different would you treat it every day? See, I want each and every one of you to try to get this concept, because I'm excited every day. You guys always say this all the time. How am I so excited? Why am I so jacked up? Why am I so excited? It's because we're living in the best times ever. And I know, if you guys listen to constant negative news, you guys have always heard me always say this, CNN, constant negative news. If you listen to people outside of you, they're going to tell you that it's the worst times ever. They're going to tell you that they're in the worst place ever. Politicians go back from one party to another party talking about how both of them have totally destroyed, the best country on the planet. And whether or not you believe that United States is the best planet doesn't matter, because it's the best times ever everywhere. Now, I know some of you are saying, oh man, what about Syria? What about, Darfur? And what about all these places? Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you some stats, some really stats. Now, it doesn't mean whether or not they're facts, but just get this for a second, right? If you're like me, 53 years old, and I heard this from older people when I was young, that it seems like time just starts picking up. Can I get an amen? Can someone type amen or give me hearts? But man, it seems like years go by a lot quicker than they used to. And a lot of people can say that's all in the mind, it's all in your attitude, it's all in this. But let me give you some facts, right? Do you guys realize that when, you hear about companies that go out and they hit $1 billion? I remember in 1984, Dell Computers broke every record on the planet to the fastest company to $1 billion in revenue. $1 billion in revenue. They did it in 9 years. 9 years. And so when you look back then at how long it took someone to get to a billionaire status, of course, we could go way back, and it's 20, 30 years. There's that guy that's saying I'm a car salesman again. Doesn't he understand that you don't get paid residual? It's like, come on. I would suck at selling cars. It's not any residual in it. But hey, you know what? I know that guy probably thinks I could sell him a car. Maybe he can work hard enough and focus where I could sell him my $300,000 Rolls Royce sitting in the garage. Would I be a good salesperson then? But anyway, I appreciate your kind words of saying I'd be a good salesperson, but I'd rather help you become successful. That would be a lot better. So anyway, getting back to my point, best times ever with technology and doing this Periscope, having someone like that can reach out to me and make any comment at any time. You know what I mean? But one of the unique things about, the world right now in technology, like I said, in 1984, Dell broke the record. 9 years it took him to hit $1 billion. And I pulled up a chart here because I wanted to give you guys some little bit of facts here. It's pretty amazing. And if you look here, do you know that Apple beat Dell by doing it in 8 years? 8 years. I don't have to list off a lot of these. And then we got Yahoo that did it in 6 years. Are you guys hearing a little bit of a trend here? Wow, companies that are in technology, using the internet, pretty amazing, right? Then we got Google. Google did it in 5 years. Wow. So, we're in the worst times ever. If you talk to somebody, this is the worst times during the Great Depression. But yet someone forgot to get to these kids. They figured they didn't know how to get to these kids that were trying to break each other's records to $1 billion, right? So you listen to this, okay? Amazon did it in 4.5 years. Priceline did it in 3 years. And Groupon did it in 2 years. Groupon. Now, one of the things I want to share with you is every one of you need to learn this, and it's true, is that whether you like it or not, change is happening. Change is happening all around us. And I was just thinking about this. I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days because I was showing years ago, 28 years ago, how to draw 6 little boxes. And you draw those 6 little boxes, and, Gene is on here, we've been around forever. But they always talked about, that you go from a manufacturer to a national distributor to a regional distributor, to a local distributor, to a retailer, to a customer. And that you usually have to go through this chain, right? And if you guys have seen me do this in recent times, all of a sudden Walmart comes out and they break the pattern. They disrupt the whole entire pattern, so things can't happen like that anymore. Just bang, boom, and all of a sudden it's like people don't go to the local. They go to Walmart. Walmart ends up buying stuff in such mass quantity that it can be done in savings. Then who disrupted that? Costco. And then Costco, now what? You get to pay for a membership? Are you kidding me? Go in there and people don't care what the store looks like. They'd rather buy in bulk for savings. And Costco disrupted that. When Costco did that, do you know what the next phase happened? Do you realize that virtually every manufacturer on the planet now is open and will sell to the public? That's when you see these great big giant banners, open to the public. My God, instead of just shipping the stuff from there to Walmart or shipping the stuff from there to Costco, why not we just let people come to us? Then what happened? The internet. And the internet really disrupted everything. So now all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but this has just happened recently. So you think about those 6 boxes, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it'll come up in the video. It's just basically the way marketing works from one thing to another. And my mentor, used to put a star on the side. And he'd write this little star and he says, listen, what we do is we find trends and we find new things that are coming about. And what we do is we figure out how to be able to go to manufacturers, our companies that sell services, and we try to get there at the right place at the right time. If we capture a trend, it's like a freight train going 80 miles an hour west. You don't have to be educated. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to have a lot of charisma. You just got to get in front of the trend. And you go the same way that the freight train goes, okay? With all that said, that little star used to be his training company. He used to say, advanced marketing seminars, we train people how to capitalize on trends, taking products and services that are in the trend and put them in front of others. Well, just to replace this star for just a second, I want you to imagine now Amazon. See, instead of focusing on the manufacturing, now all of a sudden, you disrupt the model again. So Amazon now actually has people come to them and buy from them, and sometimes the shipping happens directly from the place that manufactured it or currently is holding it. I mean, now the stuff doesn't have to ship to Costco for someone to pick up or go to Walmart to pick it up. Now it can just stay where it is until a website like Amazon sells it, and then it ships from there. It drop ships directly from there. So now all of a sudden you disrupt it again. And when you disrupt it again, then guess what happens? Do you realize that Walmart right now, for one of the first times in history, McDonald's, these companies right now are closing down stores. They're losing revenue. They're not growing anymore. And get this, this July, Amazon went by Walmart as value, the total amount of money that the company's worth. So Amazon now is bigger than Walmart. If you would have told me, ladies and gentlemen, and I try to stay ahead of the trends. I'm trying to be a guy that seems like he's got a little bit of common sense, and I'm trying to follow these. I love capitalizing on trends. But all of a sudden, when someone says that Amazon went past Walmart, you go, wow. But we all know that people now would rather have stuff just drop shipped to their home. Now what do you have? You got Walmart now trying to figure out how to ship stuff directly to your home and, trying to find a way to catch up with Amazon. And Amazon's out there right now trying to get, quote unquote licensing to have drones deliver the stuff to your home. The reason that I bring this up is right now we're living in the most incredible, exciting times ever with technology of a periscope where I can go on this software for nothing and talk to 400, 500, 600 people a day. That blows me away. And I can take all the information that I can and throw it right up here. Now, listen to this. I pulled up another chart, and these are companies, believe it or not, that have gotten to a $2 billion. $2 billion. And so there's a new one that took 3.1 years, Uber. I know you guys have never heard of Uber, right? They disrupt the model again. So now all of a sudden you got people that are thinking outside of the box on how they can cut out everybody. You know what I mean? And now today, the people with the most viewers win. 3.9 years, Snapchat. Do you know that kid that started Snapchat missed Mark Zuckerberg's record of the youngest person to become a billionaire? Mark Zuckerberg did it at, I think, 28 years of age. And the guy that started Snapchat, I think, missed it by 4 or 5 days. Can you imagine? Mark Zuckerberg became a billionaire of Facebook at the age of 28, and he's only 34 now. So all the people, when Facebook went public and their stock didn't do well, everybody laughed. Everybody laughed. One week ago, Facebook hit the highest price it's ever hit in history. So they asked Facebook, hey, your stock evaluation now makes you worth, I forget what it was, $34 billion. And Mark Zuckerberg giggled and laughed and he said, yeah, he said, the only thing that I have to say is I'd love to be able to do a research and find all the people that told everyone in the world to bet against me and bet against Facebook. I like to find them all and post them on the internet. But if people don't watch what they say to them, guess what? I just decided to focus on something positive today. But he did mention that, you know what, there was a lot of people that are out there saying, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm too young to be a CEO. The company's never going to make it. And guess what? We made it. We not only made it, we're one of the most valuable companies on the planet today. And I'll get back to Mark Zuckerberg in a second. So then I'm going up this list and Tinder. When I see that, I went, what? 2.83 years. I keep going up the list. Pinterest did it in 2.46. This is 2.5 years to $2 billion, right? Above that, Twitter, 2.3. YOLO Mobile. Then there's a company up here called Groupon. And then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I apologize for not checking on this company. I just pulled it up because I believe that it was Groupon still. But another company just beat Groupon. And it's a company called Slack. S-L-A-C-K. I don't have a clue what they do. So think about that. This company hit a $2 billion, and get this, they did 1.2 years, so that would be what? 1.2, what is that, 14 months? 14 months to $1 billion, 1.7 years to $2 billion. A company called Slack. Now, why am I bringing this up? You got to stop believing the people that are around you, the influences around you that are telling you that everything is going to hell in a handbasket, that, the best years have ever came, that, I think they said they did a study and they believe that for the first time in history, that a majority of the people believe that the country that they're leaving their children is going to be, for the first time, worse than what their family left them. Yeah, you're right, Melinda. Sky is falling. And you got to stop listening to those people. Now, I told you to go all the way back to Facebook. Listen, if you don't know this, I think it's over 1.5 billion people that go on Facebook on a daily basis. And now you got the kids from Google. I call them kids because, anyone under 53 to me is a kid. So, but now you got these kids going, wow, we got almost 2 billion people on the planet that are on the internet. And do you realize, and here's the point, listen, I did all this to say this, right? Can you imagine sitting in a group in a table for Facebook, all the guys that are running the company, all the people that are with Google, all the people that are with Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Periscope, and you know what they're saying? They're saying the same thing that you should say. They're sitting around a group of people and they're going, what can we do to get the people that haven't found us yet find us? What can we do to get to the new people? What can we do to expose ourselves to the new people? Wow, the sun's coming out. All right. So hang on here. Excuse me. So all of a sudden, they're not, and I know what a lot of you do. A lot of you do this because I do this. The people that are already involved with us, what can I do to motivate them? What can I do to get them excited about their vision, their dreams? What can I do to get them to believe? What can I do to get them to believe that the time is now, that they can change their whole financial future right now? They could be out of their job in 60 days. What can I do to get through to these people? And you know what Facebook and Google are saying? They ain't going to get it. They're using Facebook as much as they're going to use it. They're using YouTube as much as they're going to use it. We got to focus on brand new people. So Facebook and Google and all these companies right now are going all over the world to offer free internet. Internet.org. They want to get free internet to the other 6 billion people. They want to say, listen, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to get these people to believe in us. There's nothing we can do to get them to believe in them. We can't get these people to stop being comfortable. We can't get these people to stop being know-it-alls. We can't get these people to get out of their comfort zone. We can't get these people to go out and be something better for them and their families, and to give money to charities and go traveling all over the world and experience the most incredible things in the world. We can't do it. What we need to do is take all our money and focus on making sure that we get the other 6 billion people on the planet internet for free. Because if we can get them internet for free and get them a device in their hand where they can access the internet and get any answer to what they want everywhere, they can go out there and capitalize in the listen to me, the $1 trillion digital education world. We live in a time, ladies and gentlemen, where you can Google and find the answer to anything. There's people out there that with YouTube and all these things that are virtually putting every book online for free. Every top motivational speaker, psychologist, psychiatrist, everything is educational, is going online for free. And there's still people out there like, Well, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. It's like, really? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can go to Google, and now guess what? It works on audio. It's probably worked on audio forever, but I just discovered that. For those of you that may or may not know this, I'm dyslexic. And so it doesn't make a difference if I'm spelling a word wrong. If I go up and put it in Google, it's still wrong. I type a word into Google and it won't find it because that's how bad I misspell it. But guess what? I can say it. I can say it. So now there's a button on my big desktop. There's a button on my phone. There's a button on all the devices. You click on Google and you click on the speaker. The word I did today is, watch. See, I can't even see it in my mind. Accumulative. Hey, I pulled it off. I'm proud of myself. And so spelling that word, not even close. Writing it and seeing if Google could find the correct spelling ain't happening. So I clicked on the button and I just learned this little less than a couple weeks ago. And I say, what's the accumulative? I love it when I get the words right. Accumulative volume. And when I put it in there, it found the word right away because it understands what I said. And then I can grab the spelling and put it in. So now I'm answering Facebook on video and audio. I'm also doing other things with video and audio. You know, this is a way to be able to talk to those that have ears to hear. And you got to get excited about the life that we live in and get by your fear. You got to get by your fear. You got to be putting more content online than anybody. There's only two groups of people out there right now. There's people that are putting content on the World Wide Web and making millions of dollars while serving others. And then there's another group that says, you know what? I think I'll start on that next week. I think I'll start on that next month. I'm sort of stuck. I'm sort of scared. All you got to do is you very simply learn. You invest in yourself and you learn. Then what you do is you take notes and then you teach. That's what you do. You take the stuff that you learn. All the stuff I talk about is me, going back and learning through my audios and videos and journals, that's me going through all my stuff, getting excited, putting a couple of notes on a yellow piece of paper, and then giving it to you guys. And so why can't you do the same thing? I know in your mind you're going, I don't look good and I don't sound good. So what? There's a lady right now, and I don't know if you guys seen this, and then I'll jump off of it. There's a lady right now making money in motivational speaking because people posted a picture on the Google, the world's ugliest person or the world's ugliest woman. If you go to YouTube right now and put in TED Talk, world's ugliest woman, this woman now is on stage doing motivational speaking and writing books and going all over, just like the guy with no arms and no legs. You know what I mean? It's like we live in a day and time where people can go out and make millions of dollars by doing nothing but posting YouTube videos. If you go to Forbes magazine right now or go to Google and put in the top 10 money earners, from YouTube, these people make millions of dollars by posting YouTube videos. I tell the story of John Green. No one would listen to this guy. No one. So he built a following with funny videos. It's John Green. I think it's Grene. JohnGreenBooks.com. I bring it up all the time. And this guy, wrote the book, The Fault of Stars. that not only ended up being a best-selling book without it being run by a publisher. Then after he did that, then guess what? He got a multi-million dollar deal from the People's Schuster, that wanted to take it to the next realm. And then they did a movie on it. This guy from posting YouTube content is now a multi-millionaire. And so I'm just saying to you that we're living in the best times ever. And I'm not even talking about the psychology or the thinking. If you really understand, instead of living in a competitive world, if we're living in a compassionate world, if we're living in a world where instead of competitive is creative, that we live in a time right now where there's enough for everybody. You can go out there and live the life and show your children, show your friends, show your family, show your community that we're living in the best times ever. So my goal, just like your goal should be, is if you offer something to someone and they don't see it, they're not ready to take advantage of it, they're dealing with stinking thinking, they can't get motivated, they can't get unstuck, they can't do this for them. They're there. See, limiting beliefs is a belief. If you believe that you're limited and that you're stuck, that's a belief. And so our goal as people to create the dreams, to go out there and take care of our vision, to find loyal, satisfied customers, is we got to go out and find new people. There's millions, there's tens of millions, there's hundreds of millions of people that are looking for your story, looking for people that can connect with them, looking for people that, care, people that want to build a relationship with them, people that will listen instead of pitching. You're right there. We come in a place where there's abundance for everyone. It's creative. I've already given you examples after examples. Now, here's something that I want to close with. Listen to this. We all know this already. I don't know who Slack.com is, and I'll go research them. But we already know that the years to come, that people will be breaking the records again. Records are set to be broken. And there's going to be young guys young women that are going to be hitting the $1 billion status. Like coming up with the idea of Uber, coming up with the idea of Amazon, coming up with the Airbnb. There's people that are coming up with new ways to do a sharing economy where everyone can get involved. And they're doing it because like crowdfunding. People are figuring out ways to bypass the stuff that's already out there. And you need to be on the cutting edge instead of the doubting edge. You need to be in the forefront instead of hanging around with a bunch of group of people that say that we're going to hell in a handbag, that the world is going to end tomorrow. I don't believe that. I know that my best years are still in front of me. I know that I'm going to touch more people and help more people in the next few years than I did the whole 28 years combined. That's what's happening to Robert Hollis. Right now, Robert Hollis is actually growing in the number of people that I'm helping because of technology faster than any time in history. So there's other people out there that are still like, eyeball to eyeball, belly button to belly button, whatever, man. I'm glad that at least you're doing something. You're not a know-it-all. You're not a person that's in a comfort zone. You're not a person that, that is doing nothing. At least you may, I hope you're growing. But it's about time that, like Gary Vaynerchuk says, man, we should be working in the 21st century. We should be marketing and helping people in this new growing industry called digital education. You know what I mean? We all know it's out there. We all know it's going. And I will get on one more tangent. And just think about this. If I listen to the news, I get bummed out. if you listen to it, I know it affects you. So this morning I wasn't paying attention. I'm, going through my chatting and stuff and introducing new people. And it came on, and listen to this statistic. It is scary. It's saying that right now, your daughter, if she goes to college, has a 32% of getting sexually abused in college. What is going on? What is going on? You work your brains out. You're supposed to do what you're told. You may or may not go to college. If you don't, you have dreams for your kids to go to college. And then you work your brains out, and then you take your young child and you send them to an educational university or college, and they get abused. They get picked on. They get bullied. The teachers don't care. And I know I painted a big brush. Not all teachers, just most teachers. And they're taught what? They're taught they spend their money. They're more in debt than any time in history. And then they go out and try to get a job that's not there. Oh my God. Yes, I did slip. I went from the best times ever being positive to going negative for a little bit. Why? I'll tell you why. Because if you're plugged into the world, if you're plugged in with the 98% of the people or 99%, then guess what? You keep doing things that are broke and they're still broken. And the more they keep breaking them, the worse off it gets. Stop believing stuff. Stop cutting the ends off the ham. I know you guys have heard that story. So 4 generations of women. Thanksgiving's coming up here in the United States. And there's 4 generations of women all in one home. And the little girl looks at her mom, and the mom's cutting the ends off the ham. And she goes, "Mommy, why are you doing that?" She goes, "I don't know. I don't know why I cut the ends off the ham. Ask Grandma. Grandma, why do you do that?" "I don't know, sweetheart." Ask Great-Grandma. She is in the living room watching football. She goes in and goes, "Great-Grandma, why do you cut the ends off the ham?" She said, "Honey, I did that because my oven was so small, I couldn't fit it in it." Stop doing stuff because that's the way you were taught to do it. Did you hear me? You got to start looking at people that get results. People lie. People lie all the time. Results don't lie. People lie. Results and documentation doesn't lie. Can you guys please stop doing things just because other people did it? "Well, I learned from so-and-so." And guess what? I will go on one tangent. Are you ready for this? Christmas is coming up. I was just talking about this with my mother-in-law. Listen to this story. This is when you guys are going to go, "Wow, I remember how old you are now." Without getting into too much technical stuff, there used to be a time when Christmas lights were made that they were actually not wired in series. They were wired in parallel. You don't need to know what that means because I'm going to tell you what that means. So if the string of lights was 10 lights, 20 lights, 50 lights, if one light bulb was burnt out or the element was broken, none of the lights worked. And after every Thanksgiving, when you go to put your lights up, I can remember sitting someplace with all the lights sitting there. And we finally had one string of lights that worked. And we were taking the light bulb out and putting it in a socket. That one works. Put it back in. Pull another one out. Put it in. Why is everybody laughing? You all remember this. If one light bulb was out, and here's how silly we were. It was like the ends off the ham. We didn't have any way to not do it. So once we got the string up, we went and hung it up and honestly believed they were going to stay lit the whole entire time. So when moving, something happens, one bulb goes out, the whole damn string's gone. Why do I bring this up? I'll tell you why. Because as soon as they came wired the other way, where if one light bulb goes out, the rest of them don't go out, you threw away. Listen to me. You threw away all your old lights. Why won't people do that with their lives? Why won't they look at things that just don't work anymore? They're not documented anymore, and they don't want to go out and grab new technology that is working better. It's more efficient. It's better. It's cheaper. These new LED lights. So I seen this online. I was telling my mother-in-law about it. Now they got one thing that you can stick in the ground, and it shoots lasers in 3 different colors on the whole front and the roof of your house. One thing that works in LED, that colors your whole entire house, uses less energy. You got one cord. Oh my God. See, I should be doing advertising for this company and send you guys my affiliate link. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's stuff like that happens every day. You need to do it with your thinking. You need to do it with your heart. You need to do it around people that are using new technology to get results. Yes, the taxi cabs and Robert Hollis laughed when he heard about Uber. I was one of the people that was slow to change. My first experience with Uber really shook me to the core, because that was something else that someone shared with me that took me a while for me to get. And when I got it, I thought, wow, I'm an idiot. I'm a flat out idiot for being closed-minded. And the worst statement and the most dangerous statement that you ever can say is, this is the way it's always been done. This is the way it's always been done. So what? I used to see pictures of people that I loved when they got them developed. You know those little places that you can go pull in now and get a coffee? Yeah, those were bought from the people that used to drop off their film. You used to stop by and drop off your rolls of film. Hey, can you develop these? Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. And then we had all the pictures. Are you kidding me? Then it went from pictures to Polaroid. Then it went from Polaroid, it spit them out. Then it went to digital. I know there's people out there that are still going, well, I still use 35 millimeter film and I got a great camera. Hey, I'm proud of you. I just want to see how many you can sell in this day and age. So anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy this. Please convince yourself. Please convince yourself that you're living in the best times ever. That you have the ability to reach out to people that are successful, to learn, to get the right information. Learn from documented people. Please stop listening, because all the stuff that I shared with you, and I'm not going to go backwards, every time something good comes out, it allows the people that are deceptive, liars. It allows people that want to take advantage of people that are takers. It allows them to go after the same people that are looking for a short-term gain. And so people are always looking for a shortcut to success. You know what I mean? You still got to put in the work. So I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing and participating and give me all the hearts. I really, really appreciate it. Catch me out on lifemechanic.com. lifemechanic.com, because I'll tell you what, we got unbelievable free training on there, and there's a lot of new training that just came out. So yes, we live in the best times ever. It's time for you to believe in it, and it's time for you to step up and get your part. Live the best life ever. So take care. God bless. Love you. Talk to you guys soon. Bye bye. Love you too, Jackson.